Imagine waking up one morning, maybe at 28, maybe at 40, maybe even past 60, and realizing that your life feels strangely quiet on the inside. You open your eyes, you breathe, you move, you speak, you work, but none of it feels like it belongs to you anymore. You go through conversations that feel rehearsed, routines that feel recycled, days that feel identical. And even though you've survived so much, learned so much, and grown so much, something in you whispers a truth you can't ignore. You're not living, you're just drifting. You look around and nothing is technically wrong. You have responsibilities, bills paid, people who know your name, a life that looks stable from the outside. But deep beneath the noise of everyday survival, there is a quiet ache, a feeling that you've been carrying a version of yourself that no longer matches the person you want to become. And sometimes, in the still moments when your phone isn't buzzing and the world isn't demanding your attention, you can feel it clearly, a hollowness, a distance, a sense that you've become a visitor inside your own existence. You catch your reflection in the mirror one day, not because you wanted to admire yourself but because something made you pause. And in that reflection, you see someone who looks tired in a way that sleep cannot fix. Someone whose eyes used to shine with a kind of fire that has been replaced by dimness. Someone who has carried too many disappointments quietly, too many regrets silently, too many fears like secret weights inside the heart. And the question rises uninvited, truthful, trembling, when did I lose myself? What you're feeling isn't strange, and it isn't weakness. It is the quiet alarm of the soul trying to wake you up. Because even the strongest people drift. Even the most disciplined lose direction. Even the most resilient become numb when life becomes a cycle instead of a journey. Centuries ago, Marcus Aurelius, a man who ruled an empire, wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." He carried the weight of millions, yet even he admitted that the mind can drown a person long before the world ever does. Seneca, one of the wisest men Rome produced, confessed, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality," showing that the storm inside us is often more violent than the storm around us. And Epictetus, once a slave, taught that, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Free men. Free paths. Free lives shaped by loss, pressure, and uncertainty. Yet they discovered the same timeless truth: if your inner world collapses, your outer world becomes a prison. But if your inner world is rebuilt, your outer world becomes a vessel for transformation. This journey unfolds in 3 stages, 3 rules, 3 levels of rebuilding yourself from the inside outward. The mind. The body. The heart. Not because these are poetic concepts, but because every meaningful transformation begins in this exact order. When the mind becomes clear, the body follows. When the body strengthens, the heart opens. When the heart opens, the self awakens. And when the self awakens, life stops feeling like survival and starts feeling like purpose. These are the 3 rules we're about to explore. And they are not soft, convenient, motivational slogans. They are raw, challenging, uncomfortable, but they will rebuild you, if you're willing to walk through them with honesty. This is Stoic Quiet Strength. Power in silence. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you're ready, let's begin. Rule 1. Fix the mind. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. But today, most people have handed that power away without even noticing. The modern mind is constantly under siege. Alerts, messages, opinions, comparisons, noise coming from every direction. The world has created a storm that never ends, and we've gotten so used to it that silence feels unnatural. Reflection feels uncomfortable. And stillness feels like danger. We check our phones before we check in with ourselves. We consume information before we consume truth. We react before we think. And slowly, the mind, the one thing that should be ours, gets pulled apart by everything around us. This is why you feel overwhelmed even when nothing is happening. This is why you feel tired even when you've rested. This is why you feel lost even when you have a plan. Your mind has become a battlefield, and somewhere along the way, you forgot you were supposed to be the one leading the fight. The first step of rebuilding is simple. You cannot create a new life with an old mind. You cannot seek clarity while feeding yourself thoughts that keep you confused. You cannot develop inner strength while consuming content that weakens your discipline. Just as the body cannot thrive on junk, the mind cannot thrive on mental pollution. So the first task is to detox the mind. For 7 days, just 7, commit the first 30 minutes of your morning to feeding your mind truth, not noise. Before the world enters your head, fill your mind with something that cleans and strengthens it. Read the teachings of people who endured storms far greater than yours. Read philosophy, read wisdom, read stories of resilience. Don't call it reading. Call it training. Because that is what it is, training your attention, sharpening your focus, building the discipline to guide your mind instead of letting your mind be dragged around. Your mind is either your weapon or your weakness, and every thought you allow into it pushes it in one direction or the other. Every scroll, every reaction, every assumption. You're teaching your mind something. You're shaping your emotional landscape. You're deciding whether clarity will rule you or confusion will. Detox your mind, not to escape the world, but to reclaim your power within it. The second step is redefining your direction. Most people say, I want to be successful, I want to be happy, I want to be wealthy, I want to be peaceful. But wanting means nothing if the identity behind the wanting has not changed. The Stoics understood that you don't rise by chasing outcomes, you rise by becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts those outcomes. Happiness is not something you reach for. It's something that follows a life lived in alignment. Success is not the goal. It's the side effect of character. When you say, I want to lose weight, you're focused on the outcome. But when you say, I honor my body, the identity shapes the actions. When you say, I want to stop procrastinating, you're fighting a habit. But when you say, I am someone who moves with purpose, the identity shifts the behavior. When you say, I want to be confident, you're hoping for a feeling. But when you say, I am becoming someone who trusts themselves, the identity forms the foundation. Write this down, I am becoming. Then finish the sentence, not with who you wish to be someday, but with who you choose to begin being today. Because transformation doesn't happen in a distant future. It happens in the quiet choices you make right now. The third step is breaking the invisible prison. Sentences like, I can't. I'm not good enough. It's too late. It never works out for me. I always mess things up. These are not truths. They are bars. Bars you built. Bars you polished. Bars you hide behind. Bars that feel comfortable because they are familiar. The Stoics called this assent, the act of agreeing with your fears as if they were facts. The moment you stop agreeing, the walls begin to fall apart. So write down the 3 beliefs that hold you back the most. And rewrite each one as a declaration of power. I don't have time becomes, I make time for what matters. I'm not disciplined becomes, I am building discipline daily. It's too late becomes, every moment is a new doorway. Each rewritten sentence is a strike against the old version of you. Each one creates a crack in the prison you've been keeping yourself inside. Light always enters through cracks. The fourth step is the mind training ritual. Every morning, write 3 thoughts that strengthen you and 3 that weaken you. Throughout the day, catch the weakening ones the moment they show up. Replace them with something grounded, something true, something that aligns with the identity you are choosing. At night, ask yourself, did my mind serve me today, or did it sabotage me? Not to judge yourself, but to learn yourself. This isn't about positive thinking. It's about disciplined thinking. Thoughts are not harmless. They are architects. They build the future in silence, long before actions do. When you master your mind, you take back your power. When you command your thoughts, you command your decision-making. When you refuse to let fear or distraction lead, you begin to lead yourself. Say it quietly, say it honestly, say it like a vow. My mind is my kingdom, and I am its ruler. From this day onward, no one else holds the crown. Your mind is your kingdom, and once you begin to rule it instead of allowing it to rule you, something remarkable begins to happen. You start to feel a subtle shift inside you. A kind of steadiness. A kind of inner quiet that isn't empty but full of direction, full of clarity, full of a new sense of control. The storm outside doesn't disappear, but suddenly you're no longer being thrown around by the waves. You start to feel anchored. But the Stoics knew something important. Mastering the mind alone isn't enough. The mind may lead, but the body is the vessel that carries out the mission. And if the vessel is weak, the journey collapses. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself each morning that he was born to take action, not to lie in comfort. He understood that discipline, not desire, shapes a strong life. And today, with all the comforts and conveniences that surround us, it is easier than ever to fall into a kind of physical numbness, a quiet weakening that spreads through your energy, your mood, your confidence, and eventually your purpose. The second rule is simple: fix the body. Your body is more than flesh. It is the foundation of your emotional strength, your mental clarity, and your inner peace. You cannot maintain a sharp mind in a foggy body. You cannot maintain strong discipline in a tired body. You cannot walk the path of transformation inside a vessel that feels neglected or abused. Every day, your body speaks to you. Through fatigue. Through tension. Through cravings. Through aches. Through the heaviness you feel when you've broken too many promises to yourself. Most people ignore these signals until the body forces them to listen. But the Stoics believed the body should be trained with love and strength, not neglected until it breaks. The first part of rebuilding your body begins with what you eat, because every bite carries a message. It is not about dieting, restriction, or chasing an ideal shape. It is about intention. It is about choosing foods that strengthen you instead of weaken you. It is about understanding that food is not comfort, distraction, or escape. It is fuel. Fuel for your discipline. Fuel for your focus. Fuel for your identity. Before every meal, pause and ask yourself one question: does this choice bring me closer to the person I am becoming, or does it keep me tied to the person I used to be? Not in a dramatic way. Not in a self-punishing way. But with quiet honesty. Because conscious eating creates conscious living. When you begin choosing foods that give you energy instead of draining it, you start feeling something you haven't felt in a long time: self-trust. And that trust becomes the foundation for every other form of discipline. The second part of rebuilding your body is sleep. Seneca warned that we waste much of our time, not because life is short, but because we use it poorly. Today, the way most people treat sleep is a perfect example. We trade rest for distraction. We sacrifice tonight for tomorrow's exhaustion. We push our bodies beyond their limits and then wonder why we wake up foggy, irritable, unfocused, and disconnected from ourselves. Sleep is not laziness. It is a sacred ritual. A reset. A restoration of your mind and body. When you sleep deeply and consistently, something powerful happens. Your thoughts sharpen, your emotional tolerance expands, your body heals, and your motivation rises naturally. You don't have to force yourself to feel strong. You wake up with strength already inside you. Protecting your sleep is an act of self-respect. It is a declaration that your future matters enough to stop sabotaging your present. The third part of rebuilding your body is movement. Not punishment. Not guilt. Not forcing yourself to burn calories because you feel inadequate. Movement is emotion. Movement is life. Movement is the language your body uses to tell you, I am here, I am capable, I am ready. If you feel anxious, walk. If you feel angry, move your body until the energy settles. If you feel lost, lift something heavy or push yourself physically and remind your mind that you are still in control. If you feel stagnant, stretch, breathe deeply, open your chest, and let your body signal your mind that change is happening. Epictetus, though physically injured for much of his life, taught that no great thing is created suddenly. He understood that strength is not built in grand heroic efforts but in small, consistent acts. You don't need a gym. You don't need expensive equipment. You need intention. You need commitment. You need 20 minutes a day to walk, to stretch, to squat, to breathe, to move in any way that reminds you that you are still alive. The fourth part of rebuilding your body is voluntary discomfort. The Stoics practice this deliberately, not out of self-harm or self-denial, but out of self-mastery. Seneca slept on simple surfaces to remind himself that comfort was not a requirement for peace. Marcus Aurelius trained in harsh environments, not because he enjoyed suffering, but because he understood that comfort weakens the will. Every time you choose discomfort, you build a bridge between your physical strength and your mental courage. Every time you choose the harder path, you teach yourself that you can rely on your own discipline. Every time you push through resistance, you build inner fire. This fire becomes your anchor when life becomes chaotic. Drink more water than you want. Take a cold shower. Walk when you'd rather sit. Eat something nourishing when you crave something empty. Wake up 5 minutes earlier. Hold a plank longer than you think you can. Small acts. Quiet difficulty. Immense transformation. Write it silently or speak it softly. My body is my temple, and I choose to protect it. I choose to strengthen it. I choose to honor it. But even a sharp mind and a strong body are not enough to rebuild a person fully. The Stoics understood that the heart, the emotional core, is where meaning is born and where life becomes a journey instead of a routine. And today, many people don't suffer from a lack of goals or dreams. They suffer from emotional numbness. A quiet, subtle, heavy emptiness that doesn't look dramatic on the outside but feels like erosion on the inside. The third rule is the hardest: fix the heart. There are people who look perfectly fine from the outside. People who smile, laugh, work, talk, and function normally, yet feel disconnected from themselves. People who have built walls so high that even they can't climb out anymore. People who have closed their hearts not because they don't want to feel, but because feeling has hurt them too many times. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be like the rock against which the waves crash, but it stands firm and the waters fall still around it." But a rock is not numb. It is steady. It is open. It remains grounded even when life is turbulent. Numbness is not strength, numbness is retreat. Strength is the ability to stay open even after the world has broken you. Fixing the heart begins with sitting with yourself without distraction. No phone. No music. No noise. Just silence, the kind of silence that reveals the truth you've been avoiding. Ask yourself 3 questions. If I could not fail, how would I live? What am I pretending not to care about, even though it matters deeply? And when no one is watching, who am I really? These questions are uncomfortable because they expose the gap between the life you're living and the life you want to live. But in that tension, there is truth. And in that truth, there is direction. The answers you hear are not random thoughts, they are signals from your inner self, trying desperately to guide you back to who you were meant to become. The second part of fixing the heart is letting go of the emotional weight you've been carrying. Everyone holds on to something: guilt, regret, betrayal, disappointment, fear. These emotions linger not because they are powerful, but because we rehearse them. We replay them. We cling to them emotionally long after the moment has passed. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Most of the pain we carry isn't caused by the event. It's caused by the story we tell ourselves about the event, over and over and over again. For the next 30 nights, release one thing. Forgive someone, even if they never apologized. Forgive yourself, even if you think you don't deserve it. Forgiveness is not weakness. Forgiveness is self-liberation. It is putting down a weight you were never meant to drag through your entire life. The third part of fixing the heart is discovering purpose. Not a big, dramatic life mission. Purpose is found in service. Purpose is found in connection. Purpose is found in the moments that remind you that you are part of something greater than yourself. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What harms the hive harms the bee." Meaning, we are meant to contribute, to uplift, to connect, to create meaning for ourselves and for others. Purpose is not something you find inside your head. It is something you create through action. When do you feel most alive? Helping someone? Creating something? Teaching something? Listening to someone who needs you? Bringing light into a dark moment? These are clues. These are signals from your heart telling you where your energy belongs. Start with one simple act of service each day. Hold the door open. Compliment someone sincerely. Check on someone who seems quiet. Give without expecting anything in return. Kindness expands the heart. Service connects the heart. Purpose gives direction to the heart. Say it quietly, but mean it. My heart beats not just to survive, but to love, to serve, to connect, to live fully. Now that you understand the mind, the body, and the heart, the question is, how do they work together? The 3 rules form a circle. When you fix your mind, you give direction to your body. When you strengthen your body, you give power to your heart. When you heal your heart, you give meaning to your mind. Each one supports the next. Each one fuels the other. Ignore one, and the structure collapses. Strengthen all 3, and you rise into a version of yourself you never thought possible. This reminds me of someone named Dara, someone whose journey reflects the quiet battle most people are fighting. Dara was working long hours, always drained, always anxious, always feeling like she was failing at everything. She wasn't weak, she was exhausted. She wasn't lost, she just couldn't hear herself anymore. She spent years putting out fires, solving everyone else's problems, and forgetting she had her own. One morning, after waking up with the same heavy feeling she had carried for months, she decided something had to change. Not dramatically. Not with a big announcement. But quietly, the way true transformation often begins. She started with the mind. 30 minutes every morning reading wisdom instead of scrolling. At first, it felt unnatural. But soon, she found herself calmer, more grounded, more aware of her thoughts instead of being controlled by them. Next, she fixed the body. She walked for 20 minutes every day. She replaced one unhealthy meal with something nourishing. She slept earlier, not perfectly, but consistently. Slowly, her energy returned. Her confidence did too. Then, she faced her heart. She forgave someone she had held anger toward for years. She forgave herself for being imperfect. She listened to her inner voice, the one she had muted for too long. She started helping a neighbor who was struggling with loneliness. Small acts, but they made her feel alive again. Months later, her life didn't magically become perfect. But something in her changed. She stopped living in survival mode. She stopped feeling numb. She became steady, grounded, centered, unshakable. Not because life got easier, but because she got stronger. This is what the 3 rules can do. Not as ideas. Not as quotes. But as daily practice. As devotion to your own becoming. Fix your mind, and you fix your direction. Train your body, and you free your strength. Heal your heart, and you discover your purpose. You were not created to merely exist. You were meant to awaken. And once you begin the path of awakening, something profound happens. The old life you once lived begins to feel too small. The old habits feel too heavy. The old identity fades like a shadow behind you. You start becoming someone new, someone aligned, someone disciplined, someone courageous. Write this quietly in your mind. I am the author of my transformation. I am the ruler of my mind, the guardian of my body, and the protector of my heart. Now stand, not physically, but mentally, and rise into the next chapter of your life. Take a deep breath. Feel the quiet fire inside you. And take your first step, not when you feel ready, not someday, but now. Your journey begins the moment you decide to grow stronger. And if this message touched something inside you, don't just listen to it, live it. Share it with someone who needs to wake up. Like this video if it reminded you of your own strength. Subscribe so you and I can walk this path of stoic quiet strength daily. And in the comments, write one sentence, a promise to yourself. I begin my transformation today. Because you can. Because you must. Because the world is waiting for the awakened you. This is Stoic Quiet Strength, Power in Silence.